Did you know 1 in 5 people suffer from some form of mental illness? Fucking amateurs. I made the mistake of playing hide and seek with my sanity. If you see it, please ask it to come home. I'm starting to get worried. We don't need them. We have each other. If you can't talk to the voices in your head, who can you talk to? I'm Tyler Durden, and I'm fucked up. The longer you live, the more experience you get, and thus the more you learn. Unless, of course, you have the IQ of a walnut, in which case you are fucked. So you'd better get used to being stupid. Seriously, I hear high school is always better the third time around. Life is about finding that balance between social responsibility and selfish desire, and it's never easy, which is why so many people seem to lose their noodle, trying to fit into a one-size-fits-all mold. Not everyone likes the same things. What you like, some will hate, and bitch, and whine, and try to convert you to their way of thinking so they have something to relate to. This is probably why I have such a long list of people I've told to go fuck themselves over the years. What seems normal to you may come across as, well, let's say, odd to another. Conspiracy theorists fall into this category. No, seriously, I still think you're all fucked in the head, but we talked about this last week, so move on. I've met more than my fair share of people who seem a little more than off their rocker. People arguing with their imaginary friend in a McDonald's why they don't sell the McRib anymore. Dude, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, they have bacon. Dude. Sorry. I remember growing up in my neighborhood, we had a guy who would wear a red Santa hat, construction boots, and nothing else, doing push-ups in the middle of a busy street as traffic drove by. Every day he'd get arrested. Every other day he'd be back. Well, maybe he can't afford a gym membership. You don't know. Okay. So here's the thing. Life can be stressful, and stress can kill. Paying the bills, dealing with loss, finding a place to fit in, all while the media seems to constantly hail this storm of negative bullshit every day, can make a person crack and lead them to find creative ways to deal with the resulting mental stress. Some end up living in a bus shelter. Others keep their gray matter right on the edge, a functioning lunatic that everyone insists was such a polite and quiet neighbor until they flipped out. Society is a giant collection of people who are essentially off their rocker. It makes me wonder which ones are worse. The ones who hide it, the ones who try to bury it with meds, or the ones who embrace it. Losing your marbles can actually be more freeing than you realize. Only after we've lost everything are we free to do anything. Would you excuse me for just a minute? Get back here, motherfucker! Mental illness is pretty much rampant in North America. It's a society that doesn't seem to take it seriously enough to actually want to do anything about it. My guess is because they just don't understand it. What exactly is normal anyway? Conformity? It sometimes feels like that's the only rational answer, especially when we see so many people going completely apeshit over the smallest things. We tend to wonder why they are the way they are, and quickly dismiss it for lack of understanding. But maybe if we stop and realize that it's all just a symptom of a bigger problem, and not necessarily the problem itself, we can all find a way to deal with this society that turns a blind eye to its own insanity. Or you can just continue to beat those demons back into submission until you run out of antidepressants and have to face the world once again with a smile on your face, telling everyone, I feel fine. Hello?